Destiny and Doom, the show that reminds you that sometimes all you need is a hug. I'm Lauren, also known as Oboe Crazy, and I am once again joined by some wonderful players who are here despite technical difficulties and being on set. So if some of us have to suddenly be real quiet, now you know why. Dante, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what was your favorite moment from last week?
I'm Dante Bosco, and my favorite moment from last week seems like a lifetime ago. Let me think. I think ultimately, I don't remember exactly. I was in the Philippines and we were playing D&D in the hotel room. But go to someone else and I'll remember exactly my favorite moment.
That's okay. I'm perfectly okay with you saying my favorite moment was being in the Philippines.
Being in the Philippines was pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Jack, go ahead and introduce yourself, and what's your favorite moment?
Hi, I'm Jack from Rooster Teeth, and my favorite moment for last week, I think, was Solaris making a friend with Freya and wanting to go shopping.
Aww.
With Freya and a chair. And a
chair.
Table.
And a chair.
And a spoon.
And a
the friendship bracelet.
A lot of friendships.
Yeah, lots of friendship.
He's very loving.
Yeah, well, as I said, sometimes all you need is a hug from a turtle.
Short on.
I think my favorite time of last week was the Fantasia moment of the entire kitchen baking pies. It really, I could just hear the music in the background, and it was fun. I dug that.
Fantasia is always close to my heart, for reasons. And Mika, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Mika Burton from Rooster Teeth, and other than obviously making a friend and picking out friendship bracelet colors, my favorite part was totally calling that Deanna is an evil bitch. I knew it the whole time.
That's right, you did call it earlier.
I called it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We didn't roll with you, but you called it.
But I called it.
Yeah, you were on that gravy train. And so to remind you of what happened last week, you guys did find a couple of clues in the House of the Dark Drafts about what might be going on, what the person behind this might be up to. Freya found out what might have happened to her payment that never arrived for her last gig. You guys then went over to talk to York, the wizard who you've been warned is a little off his rocker, but is pretty knowledgeable about a lot of things, including magic and this area. And just as he was telling you about how he thinks he might know where the lair of this Bathsheba worshipping person might be, his niece decided to try to kill you. And so this week, we get to start by rolling initiative.
Nice.
I'm ready.
Let me get my die out.
17 total.
We added with what? What did we add this with?
There's the initiative bonus in the top right of your D&D Beyond thing.
Yep.
So it says +1 for me. So I'm an 8.
I know. My dice are not rolling good in America either. I got 4 + 2, so I'm 6.
I got a 2 + 2, so 4.
We're in trouble.
Bad sign.
It's all relative to what everybody else gets. And Freya, what was your number?
17.
Well, there you go. So Freya is definitely going to go first. She wins.
Yeah.
So to kind of give you a mental layout so that you can decide what you want to do, you guys are at the bottom floor of this tower that's been converted into kind of a home wizard's tower place. There are books strewn everywhere. There is a stove that's giving off some heat. There is a big long table along one side that has some alchemy equipment and a whole bunch of vials of liquids of some sort. And in front of you is both Deanna and York. Deanna actually has threatened you but hasn't done anything yet. And it is your turn because you are super fast. How would you like to respond to her threatening you?
I kind of want to stab her.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. You're so gangster.
So friendly.
Should I roll for that?
Absolutely. You're going to take out one of your daggers and just...
Oh, that's an 18. And what do I add to that?
Whatever your modifier for your dagger is. So.
That is +5.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She has no armor. She looks like a 20-year-old in just some plain clothes and is standing there smiling at you. And you go ahead and roll damage.
Good God.
Right. Well, listen, don't threaten me. So D4, so that's 2 plus 3, so 5.
All right. Sorry, I'm getting my.
And she's down.
Yeah, just dead 20-year-old instantly.
Listen!
You killed my niece.
We be stabbing.
Oh, Ponyboy is going to go before. Okay. Yeah, so you stab her. And it surprises everyone for a little bit. Because, yeah, she did just say, I'm going to kill you now. I'm sorry, she did say, I guess I have to kill you now. So you could say it was self-defense, but still a little surprising when you out the dagger and right into her stomach. What's a little more disconcerting is the fact that she doesn't really react. Like, she convulses a little bit as you stab her and then pull the dagger back out, and she looks down and kind of rubs the place on her belly where you just got her. There is blood, so you did do damage, and she looks back up at you and she says, oh no, that won't do it all. And she is going to command you to do something. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no.
Okay, so I roll a d20 for that?
Yep, you're going to roll your d20, and under your abilities, you should have saving throw modifiers. And so you add your wisdom saving throw to that.
Well, good thing I rolled a 19 because my wisdom modifier is -1.
So an
Man, you be
18?
rolling high.
Yeah.
Okay. She looks you dead in the eye, and you see her eyes kind of go glassy, and she says, I think you need to flee. And for a moment, you consider it, and then you kind of shake it off and stare back at her. And she gives you a look, and she sighs. She's like, oh, all right, I guess this will be more difficult. And then she vanishes.
What the
Just thin air?
You do not see her anymore. York freaks out. The wizard next to you had been stroking his beard and looking around and had kind of stopped as this very quick exchange happened, and where his niece threatened you, and then you stabbed her, and then she tried to do something and then disappeared, and he goes, Deanna, you come back this instant! This is weird. And Vance, it's your turn.
Vance will go, yes, this is really weird, and come back, your ghost, and I will swing the hammer where I last saw her and try to attack the air around where I thought she might be.
Sure. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Okay. That is a 14.
Whoosh.
No.
Doesn't seem to be anything there. Or you missed one of the two.
She's gone, I will tell everybody, and I guess that will be my turn.
Okay. Ponyboy, it is your turn.
Can I hide behind the stove? Because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, go ahead. And you are a hulking dragonborn, and this is a tiny stove. But
I'm going to try it.
You're
I
gonna
don't know what the hell's going on.
Go ahead and give me a dexterity check, because it's going to be less about can you be hidden and more can you fit.
Well, he's going to light the place on fire, isn't he?
And is it a save?
Yeah, we'll make it a save. So dexterity save.
14.
Okay. You get down on all fours and crawl behind this stove. The bits of pipe and metal get pushed a little bit away from the wall. It's hot, and it's probably a good thing that you're immune to fire damage, because
I'm a dragon, baby. I'm a dragon.
and you're specifically immune to fire, so that's a good thing, because that hurts. You're not hidden, but you do think you might have a little bit of cover. So
There's like a tail poking out from like the oven. It's just like
just this giant gold thing behind a tiny little stove.
I fear something may be coming.
Did you want to do anything?
Do you say this in the oven? I fear something may be
I
coming.
don't have any spells that can kind of like find something, I don't think. So can I maybe do my heroism and get everyone else to have extra something?
You can do anything you want. This is D&D, and you have fun.
I'm gonna I don't know what I do something that can help everyone else. Can I inspire people? In case, right?
Yeah, so you can inspire people as a bonus action, and that just happens. You can also, a bunch of your spells are actions, and you've got a couple of options, including, I believe you might have Fairy Fire.
I do have Fairy Fire.
Yeah, you would know since it is your
I do
spell.
have Fairy Fire. I have Fairy Fire.
Yeah.
What should I throw that at the guy?
Well, you would know that Fairy Fire is one of those things that you can use in case something is unseen to make it easier to see.
Oh,
So-
let me do that. Let me do that. I'm gonna do that then.
All right. Each out of 20-foot cube is outlined in blue. So, hey, what color is your Fairy Fire?
My Fairy Fire, I know that, right?
Yeah, you
Is
pick it.
is blue.
Blue. All right. You send out this shimmering blue light. And what is the DC for your spells?
My DC is what is DC? My dice roll?
Oh, that is, I need to know. So I'm going to roll to see whether the Fairy Fire affects my character, and she's got to make, with
Oh, mine
AC.
says Dex 13.
Ah, that's what I need to know. Ooh, she rolled a 19. So you send out this sparkling blue, little tiny lights. They're almost like fireflies into just the middle of the room, and nothing seems to be outlined. It doesn't fill the whole space, though, so you're unsure. And I think it stays there.
I'm like,
Yep.
You had a high jaw. This girl's stronger than we thought. High jaw.
And you still have your bonus action if you'd like to inspire somebody.
I want to inspire. I'll inspire. Who's the strongest? Mika. I should inspire Mika.
All right.
Hello.
Oh no. You're next, Jack. Let me inspire you.
Okay, I got it. All right.
All right, so your inspiration gives, I believe, it's a D6. I'm looking that up right now. Yep, it's a D6. So Freya gets a D6 on her.
No, I think Dante chose Jack.
Let me choose Jack.
Oh, Jack. Okay.
Oh, just me?
Yeah, because you're next, right? He's next.
Yeah, he would be next. Yeah.
Yeah, it's better to inspire the next person, I think.
Not have done that.
How, as you hide behind this the stove,
Yes.
after casting Fairy Fire, how do you inspire Solaris?
I just whip my tail does a little spinny spin, and then all this it just shoots towards Jack. Or what's your name? What's her name? Was it total Solaris? So I just shoot a little action towards Solaris. A little wave.
Solaris, at the beginning of your turn, you are gently goosed by Ponyboy, and it feels friendly and fun, and you are inspired a little bit. And what would you like to do?
So Solaris sees Ponyboy diving behind the tiny fire stove, and she sees the inspiration coming from him, and so she looks his way, sees the thing, and then immediately retracts into her shell and just drops to the floor.
Oh my God.
Because she's actually terrified of things that just vanish like that. She's scared of that kind of magic. So she just drops in and hits the floor as just a shell sitting.
I chose wrong. I chose wrong inspiration.
Well, the good news
She was inspired by you hiding.
Yeah, the good news is you get to hold on to that inspiration for, I believe, 10 minutes. So maybe when you stop being afraid. But yeah,
Okay.
Solaris goes, and all that's left is basically this giant turtle shell sitting in the middle of the room.
That makes her AC 22 or something, I think. So
Makes her kind of insane to hit. But the noise that you guys hear coming from kind of up above you near where the ladder is, it doesn't seem to be afraid. In fact, the noise that you hear is kind of more like a and you all look up and you see that another creature has appeared, and it's not Deanna. This seems to be this little red imp-like creature with horns and wings. It's small, and it's clutching kind of half the ladder and half of the wall, and it's just kind of giggling and yelling at you, and it looks down and sees Vance standing there heroically, and it's going to swoop down. And as it swoops down, you notice that its tail is kind of like this mean-looking scorpion tail, and it's going to whip out and try to hit you. But I don't think a 12 breaks your AC.
Nope.
Oh, no. So this thing jumps towards you and ding, right off of your armor, and it stops laughing as it does that. It goes, and then it flies back off to go grab the side of the wall again. Because it has flown away, you do get an attack of opportunity on it if you would like.
I will certainly take that.
Go for it.
I'll try and hit it like a baseball. 14.
14 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. Double check. Okay. 28. I got a 5.
Nice.
5 damage.
As it flies away, just when you think it's going to start laughing at you again, you catch it right across its back and kind of its lower side, and it and it still manages to grab onto the side of the building, but you can see this black blood kind of oozing out of its behind. And it is done. Freya, it's your turn.
Can I use York as a human shield? Can I grab him and use him for protection?
Yeah, if you'd like to, go ahead and go ahead and roll a strength check.
All right.
Brave. So brave.
17 plus 1, 18.
He is startled by you as you grab him, and as you force him in front of you, he tries to pull out your grasp and fails miserably, and you hear him saying, "I'm not that kind of wizard. What are you doing? No, I've only known you for like 5 minutes. This is so inappropriate."
That kind of wizard. What kind of wizard is that, York? Jeez.
Listen, I just figure that if Deanna has any connection to you at all, she may not hit you, and then I'll be safer.
Would you like to do anything else?
Can I still attack? Is that a thing? Can I use my spell? I have a one spell. Anything I can do?
I'll say that grappling York was an attack.
All right.
So yeah, you still have your bonus action, or if you'd like to try to move, you can move at half your speed with trying to drag York with you.
Can I move closer to Solaris to see if I could try and pull her out of her shell to help us fight?
Yeah, she was right there.
She's right there. So
like
can
2 feet.
I'll just struggle this way and lean down and go, hey buddy, hey, I'll get you an extra friendship bracelet if you come help us.
Ooh.
Her head pops up and looks at her. Just her head.
BFFs here.
Yeah, that's not just best friend, but that's best friends forever status.
That's best friend forever.
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 And ever.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Don't take advantage of Solaris. Oh.
He'll be holding you to that. She'll be wondering about these bracelets a little later. But first,
Solaris doesn't forget.
you hear another snicker from another corner of the room, and Deanna reappears behind
That chick.
a stack of books out of the way of the fairy fire that had filled kind of the center of the room. And she looks at Freya, kind of half positioning York in front of her, and moves her finger and then points it at Vance. And a crackling beam of energy swirls around her hand and then shoots out. And...
Damn, Vance, watch out. I told you to hide, dog. I told you to hide.
Little coming from the stove.
I told you to hide.
Does a 16 AC hit you?
Nope.
So this
Damn, Vance, you're gangster, too.
this dark purplish energy strikes out at you, and it kind of half hits you in the side, but your armor just deflects it all. And now the smile is gone from her face, and she is frowning at you, and she glares at York for a moment, and then she's done. And
My turn?
Actually, it's York who is. No, actually, he's not going to try to break the grapple. He is now just standing there. Freya's got him gripped, and he says, "Deanna, this isn't funny. This isn't funny. This isn't interesting. This isn't enjoyable at all. I don't know what's going on." And that's what he's going to do. Vance, it's your turn.
I will run towards the woman that just tried to shoot me with lightning.
Sure.
And Vance will yell, "Hold, fiend! Your time's at an end!" And then I'm going to try to hit her with a longsword.
Sure thing.
And get up in her grill so she tries to move. I got to take another attack. Yep, that'll hit. That's a 21.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And then let me make sure I get the right dice. Sorry. Okay. Ooh, that's a 8 damage.
Yeah, you slice into her, and for a moment, it feels a little odd because, this is this young woman, and yeah, she's been attacking you, but it still feels a little weird coming after her. But now that you're like face to face with her and she's reappeared, you do notice that the innocence is gone, and kind of the more youngish, childlike demeanor that she had on has fallen away. And this woman, while still small and pale with the long hair and still dour, this woman is older than you thought and is starting to snarl at you.
What?
Okay. I don't think I have any sort of like check evil thing I can do, especially as a bonus action. So I'm just going to snarl back the best I can, but...
Let me hear your snarl.
That's Vance's version of snarl.
I love it. Ponyboy, you hear Vance snarling from the other side of the room as you are hiding behind a stove.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to peek up above the stove, and I see this demon lady, and I have this thing called True Strike.
Okay. Can
I hit her with that True Strike to see how we can kill this chick?
Sure. So True Strike.
We find out what her real insight is on how we can damage her, right?
I was trying to get advantage on your first attack roll against the target, providing that the spell hasn't ended. So yeah. So basically, what you're doing is you're just granting advantage to somebody else, and advantage means they get to roll 2 d20s and take the higher of the result.
Exactly. Okay. So I'm gonna help out from afar a little bit. I hit her from there, right? So yeah. I told you this demon lady is crazy. Y'all should be hiding, but I'm gonna hit you with that True Strike, demon lady. And we're gonna see if Solaris has come out and do something. Get out of your shell, Solaris, now, and get some ass whipping on. I'm gonna hook you up with a little something. I'm gonna hit her with that True Strike.
All right. It's as though the fairy fire had failed, but now, because of your True Strike, there seems to be just this nice little outline around her, making it a little easier to see her, a little easier to hit her.
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I think how far I'm pretty far away from him, right?
You're about 30 feet. You're on the other side of the room.
No, I want to say good luck, Solaris. My friend, my turtle friend,
Brave.
I need you to summon something from your powers and hit this little demon lady with it.
All right. And Solaris, it is your turn. You are still in your shell.
All right, so she's now inspired, and everyone she's been offered to go shopping in with her BFF. So she pops out of her shell and just looks around and sees that everyone's looking at her. And she goes, "Okay, let's kill it." And then she pulls her bow out and takes a shot at it.
All right, you do get the shot with advantage, thanks to Ponyboy.
All right, so I'm taking. It's going to be +4. Oh, nat 20.
Ooh. Oh, very nice.
Is that our first crit?
So 24.
Is that the first crit of our game?
I think it is.
I think that is. Hey!
I knew it. I had belief in you. That's why I gave you all that inspiration.
Hey.
You don't need it.
Cheers to your first
I
crit.
just have faith in you.
I'll hold on to it for later.
So for those that don't know, he gets to roll all of his dice twice. Basically, it doubles all of his damage.
All right, so that was a 1d8 +2. So I'm going to do that twice. Mm-hmm. Where's my d8? That's 4. All right, here we go. So that was a 3 +2, and then I do it again. Does the second one get a +2 as well?
No, so you just add the modifier. So basically, if you normally would do 1d8 +2, you now get 2d8 plus 2.
Oh, okay. So that was a 3 then, and an 8. So
Wow.
So 11, 13 damage.
Nice. She reels at that a little bit. Solaris, you see her kind of face to face with Vance. She's curled up her lip a little bit. They're having a weird snarling contest. You don't really understand why humans do this, but it's a thing. And your arrow strikes her right in the shoulder, and she audibly reels from that. She's,
Don't mess with my friends.
all right.
I like how each fight we're gonna have is gonna be like half the fight coaxing Solaris to join the fight, and then we'll begin the fight for real.
Well, is there anything else you want to do now that you've joined the fight?
She just kind of at this point is just like, kind of reeling with this intense, like wanting to help and love everyone. So she just kind of looks to Freya to see if she's okay, and then glances over Ponyboy, see if he's okay, and she's thinking about like protecting everyone. So she's kind of this weird back and forth, and she's not sure where to go, but she's ready to keep hunting.
All right. So the little imp up in the corner is going to take this opportunity to swoop on down and, Ponyboy, now that you've come a little bit out of hiding and revealed yourself, it's gonna try to sting you with that stinger.
Okay.
That'd be a 16 versus AC.
My AC is my what? How do I get my AC? Do I roll?
No, it should be at the top of your sheet. It should say what your armor class is.
My armor class is 13.
So this little tiny imp hits you with this stinger on the back of its tail. The scorpion kind of gets you right in the side. You are going to take 7 piercing damage.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
That's not good for me.
And then I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. What is that?
So you're going to roll your
You have to find
d20.
Nick Cage.
Yes. We need to go on a small adventure. Yeah, you need to roll your d20 and add your Constitution modifier, which should also be towards the top of your sheet.
7 plus 1, which is 8.
So you feel as you get stung, and it's a bad sting, and it courses through your veins as this red-hot poison starts to seep into your system. And
This is not good.
you take 2 poison damage.
So how much damage do I take here?
A 9?
That's 9.
I think that was
I
9
only have 7 hit points left.
left or total.
Left. I'm like 7 of 9. Is that possible?
Well, if you have 9 hit points and I have done 9 points of damage, math says I believe you have 0 hit points at this point.
I'm in trouble.
Oh boy.
Did they kill me?
So you fall unconscious. As you reach 0 hit points, you see as this little tiny imp stings this giant dragonborn, and he goes and falls over unconscious.
I'm in trouble.
And we will come back to, so the little imp grins as this happens, and he is done. And Freya,
Someone save me.
you hear your unconscious but still rambling, dying friend behind
This is what a dying dragon sounds like.
He's in the oven too. He's just burning slowly.
Cooking. That's a powerful little fucking imp.
Yeah, he wanted you dead. Freya, you see your dragonborn friend get stung and go unconscious. What would you like to do?
First off, I turn to everybody and I say, I told you this bitch was crazy. No one listened to me. Got to get that out there.
Were you referring to me?
No, I was not referring to you. I was referring to the demon in the corner.
Oh, okay.
Which demon? There's 2.
Shit, you're right. I have a feeling that taking care of Deanna, the crazy over there, will possibly stop controlling this imp. So can I try and cast my ice spell at her?
Sure.
All right. It just says I roll a d8. I'm not sure how much damage it is. So d20 to hit, then a d8.
So what's the spell? It's Ray of Frost, I believe, is what you took, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, go ahead and roll your attack. The bonus should be there on your sheet.
Yes. Wait. The bonus is not on my sheet.
Let's take a look.
It just says 1d8.
The 8. Oh, that's the...
There is no bonus, I don't think.
That is the damage that you do.
Gotcha.
So I believe Ray of Frost, you do need to go ahead and roll an attack. So go ahead and roll a d20.
All right. Got 12.
12, and I believe...
Add wisdom, maybe? Or what would it be?
I think she has her intelligence, which would be a +3. So...
Okay.
Yeah.
So 15, that hits. So you
Yay!
reach out with your hand for Ray of Frost, and it hits. Go ahead and what happens?
What happened? Oh,
Yeah.
do I have to roll for attack or just...
Well, you hit her. You
Okay.
cast the spell. You're kind of hiding behind York, and you reach out, and you go, thunk. So describe what happens, and go ahead and roll. I believe it is the D8 damage.
Well, I got a 6, and so Freya casts her ice spell, and she grins as she sees Deanna slowly overcome with frost and start to seize up, and her gross blonde hair gets brittle. She dreams of snapping it in half because this bitch just hurt her dragon friend. Like, how dare she? Also, she knew she was crazy the whole time and felt she should have killed her earlier, so this is just satisfying in a way to see this ice slowly burning her alive, as ice does if it's too cold.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this a little bit too much.
No, you enjoy. This you savor that as you're hiding behind York. Yeah, and the other fun thing that Ray of Frost does is, is it kind of covers her in ice. Her speed does get slowed, so she does take damage and is slowed. You see goose flesh appear all over her. Vance, you can see her shiver a little bit as this damage takes hold.
Suck it, Deanna. I hope it hurts.
And is there anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'm good. Just standing there happy that she's in pain.
Sure. It is her turn, and she is unhappy. She looks back at you, Vance, and looks deep into your eyes and says...
Are we still snarling?
Actually, she stops snarling for a moment and says, "You don't really want to hurt me, do you? And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw."
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. 16.
Nice. Yeah. Once again, you feel her trying to invade your mind in a weird way. And for a moment, when she says, "You don't really want to hurt me," you think, "No, I really don't want to hurt her. I don't know why anyone..." "No, wait. And you shake her.
I do
out
want
of
to
it.
hurt you.
I absolutely want to hurt you. And she once again is like, "Ugh." And she kind of stamps her foot on the ground like a petulant child. And she says, "Why isn't anything working on you?" And
I'm a paladin. I'm going to do better than that.
York, still being gripped by Freya, he's watched you throughout this ray of frost and looks over at you and says, "Can you let go of me? I'd really like to not be here anymore, or like duck under cover or try to help or something, but could you not? Could you not?"
I mean, if you promise to help, I'll let go.
Yeah, I was going to help before, but you just grabbed me.
Listen, I just didn't want to get hit, all right?
No one does.
All right, so I'll let him go,
Okay.
assuming he's going to help us.
He darts over to the table that's only like 10 feet away now that you let him go, and scampers around grabbing for one of the vials that's on the table and goes, yes, and turns around and runs over to Ponyboy. Unfortunately, that's all he can do this round. Vance, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Vance is going to try to finish her off, hopefully to, save Pony. I mean,
Help a brother out, Vance.
yeah. See, the thing is, I don't have any lay on hands left. I spent it all in the first episode, so I don't have a way of healing anybody unless I have a health potion that I don't know about.
I would hope you would know about it, but I don't think you do.
Yeah.
Still didn't kill her.
Can I perceive how hurt both of them are and decide my target based on that?
Well, you don't even have to roll. Ponyboy is unconscious and dying, and she is still conscious and living. So it's pretty obvious that she's...
Okay. I'm going to run over and try to stop Ponyboy from dying, to stabilize him if possible.
Okay. She is going to get an attack of opportunity on you as you run away.
Duck, Vance, duck.
You know what? I'll do it. I'll take it. I'm a team player.
All right. From under her robe, she produces a knife, this wicked-looking, black-bladed knife, and tries to basically shank you in the back. But apparently paladins are her weakness, as she rolls a 4, and so she gets a 4. So as you dart away, running towards Ponyboy, you hear a king as something comes off your armor.
Vex
Something
just goes, and then runs over to Ponyboy and tries to find where he was stung. And he doesn't have any medical things, so he's just gonna pat it with his hand, be trying to keep it from getting worse. I don't know.
So what you can actually do is you can roll a medicine check, and if you roll well enough, it'll stabilize him.
All right. I rolled a 19, so that's 19.
Plus things.
Yeah, not plus 0, so 19.
Okay. Yeah, you are able to stem the tide of bleeding, and fortunately, because you do that, Ponyboy, instead of having to make death saving throws on your turn, you are just stabilized. And while you don't have any hit points, you are not in danger of dying, thanks to Vance. So Solaris, it's your turn. Vance runs past you all and tourniquets up this wound and seems to stabilize your dragonborn friend.
So for a 2-hand strike, how does that work exactly? I'm never done a melee character.
Oh yeah, so
I have 2 short swords. So is it 2 rolls, or how does that work?
Well, are you looking to hit once and then hit again, or are you looking to take one weapon and grab it with 2 hands?
Hit with 2 different weapons, because she's going to charge at the creepy girl.
Yeah.
And get right up in her, because she's seen what's happened. She sees that Vance went to go save Ponyboy, and she don't mess with my friends, and she just rushes at the girl with 2 swords ready to go.
Sure.
2 short swords.
So you'll make your attack normally with your first sword, and then as a bonus action, you can attack with your offhand, and the difference is you don't get your bonus. You just kind of roll.
So the first one gets a bonus, second one doesn't?
Exactly.
Okay. And then I still have inspiration. I don't know if that's, I didn't use it, or did we call that on the first one?
Oh no, that's good for 10 minutes. So you've still got inspiration. So with the way inspiration works is you can roll your d20, and I believe your inspiration works for attack rolls. Let's just double check, because every inspiration is a little different. And I remember, you can add the number rolled to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. So you can roll your d20 and take a look at the number and decide before I tell you what happens if you want to add a d6 to it.
Okay, cool. All right, so she's gonna rush and come out with 2 swords towards the creepy girl.
Sure.
Deanna. All right.
First sword.
All right, first one was a 10 plus 4, so 14.
That actually misses. She kind of nimbly dodges out of the way, and it just right past her.
All right, and then the second one, she swings with her other hand. Oh, that was a nat 1. Or that was a 1. So a 5. But.
Okay. Yeah, you swing, just barely miss, and as you pull back with the other hand, thinking, there's no way that this young girl can be this dexterous, you just swing way too high. Like, she's still ducked. You just, foonk, and there she is, still standing there.
And if she could express emotion, she would be very upset with herself right now.
The imp, which is still sitting over Ponyboy's body as Vance, you come running on up and stabilize him. This imp glares at you as you fix the damage that it just caused, and it is going to leap at your face like a face hugger and try to stab you in your face. but I don't think a 16 hits you.
Nope.
Yeah. So it leaps at your face and kind of grabs onto the side of your head, but every time the tail comes forward, it like king off of your armor, or you move out of the way, and the tail is just swinging wildly all over the place, and you are able to dodge. This imp is super upset. Freya, it's your turn.
Seeing my poor turtle friend miss with both of her daggers, or both of her swords, I want to charge forward at Deanna with both of my daggers and try and finally end this horrid, stringy-haired woman.
Okay.
All right, so I rolled an 18 plus 5.
That will definitely hit.
D4 plus 3. A 3 plus 3, that is a 6.
All right. Yeah, you managed to catch her. She's not fast enough to duck out of the way from you, and she is starting to look really hurt now, and the countenance has fallen away, and she is just grimacing in pain.
And for my second action, can I use my other dagger?
Absolutely.
That is a 2. Do I not add a plus 3? So it's just a 2?
Yeah, you add your plus 3. It's just if you hit, you don't get to add your modifier onto the damage. But I don't think a 5 hits. That one whiffs.
Darn it.
Yeah. Anything else?
Call back to Ponyboy, and I'm like, "You're gonna be okay, man. I promise." Just wanted to know that I'm thinking about him.
All right. Surrounded by enemies, bleeding out the side, Deanna glares at all of you and says, I think it's time that everybody just go right to sleep. And she is going to cast a spell. I need to roll a whole bunch of dice. 9, 12. Okay. So she's going to center this on herself. She says this, and it kind of waves out from her. And Freya, how many?
I can't go to sleep.
No, that's true. You cannot be magically put to sleep. Solaris, how many hit points do you have?
She currently has. God, where's my hit points?
Should be at the top of the sheet. Usually on the right-hand side if you're looking at the D&D Beyond.
No, I'm looking at the old school one. So
that's top middle of the sheet, usually.
I got. How am I missing this? Oh God. I have hit die.
There's temporary hit points.
Okay, 11. So she has 11.
11. And 20 points. The rest of you would be too far away. Okay, Solaris, as this woman says, I think it's time for you to go to sleep. This sounds like a really good idea. And you just kind of gently fall over and fall asleep.
Can she roll over onto her back and her shell kind of makes it like rock back and forth?
Absolutely. And you just gently rock yourself to sleep. And
This chick, man.
She's done. York is, for the moment, going to ignore the imp that is face-hugging you, Vance. He's got one of these little tiny vials that he's grabbed from the table of this red liquid. He's going to unstopper it and pull back Ponyboy's head and pour it into his mouth. So Ponyboy, I need you to roll 2d4.
2d4s?
Yep. As he is...
I got a 2 and I got a 1. What the?
3, 4. You get 5 hit points back.
I'm back.
Come to consciousness.
I'm at 5.
I also need you to roll a d20 as he pours this healing potion into your mouth.
Come on, D20. Come on, D20. 1. Oh my God.
So, and we hear applause from a silent crowd.
One of the actors just rapped.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. I know I've been asking you to roll a lot of dice. I need you to roll a d10.
A D10?
Yeah.
What does that one look like? Does that look like this?
Oh, it's so hard to see. Well, that's a 12.
That's a 12.
12's not usually on a D10.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one.
That'll work. Yeah, go ahead and roll that one. And tell me what number you get.
9.
Nice. So you come to consciousness and kind of splutter a little bit. You get this health back. So go ahead and mark down those hit points because you now have what?
5.
5.
I have 5. Yeah.
And you notice that you're like positioned weirdly, and as you move a little bit, you're 9 inches taller than you were before.
What?
Like you've actually
That's a lot.
grown quite a bit, and your immense dragonborn frame is suddenly much larger. And York is over you, having finished pouring this potion. He looks into the empty vial and he goes, well, that was interesting. Throws the empty vial behind him. You hear a little as it breaks on the counter, and he looks at you and he says, but you feel better, right? Right?
I feel like I could play in the NBA right now.
That's awesome. Let's kill my niece first.
I feel good.
And Vance, it's your turn. You have an imp on your face.
I'm going to remove said imp and crush with sword.
Sure.
Slash.
Let simmer 30 minutes.
Season with cumin and pepper.
Ooh, yeah.
It's an 11.
No, you're easily able to kind of disengage this imp from your face, and then it's flying there in front of you, and by the time you reach back with the sword and swing, you just barely miss its head, and as it kind of swoops out of the way.
I'll get you next time, demon. It's my turn.
And it at you. Ponyboy, you're alive! And you're 9 inches taller than you used to be.
I'm back, you guys, and I'm better than ever. So what's closer to me, Deanna or the imp?
Oh, the imp. The imp is like 5 feet away. You're prone on the ground. Yeah.
I'm mad at this damn imp for killing me, actually. For putting me to sleep. So can I take out my rapier and try to cut its tail off?
Absolutely.
So I pull out my rapier, and I see a perfect spot on this tail that I'm about to take it off its body.
Yeah.
A little mad. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I swing. What do I throw?
So roll your d20 and add your bonus to hit for your rapier, which I believe is a +4.
20.
Ooh.
Did you just roll a natural 20?
I rolled a natural 20.
Wow.
Nice.
The dice aren't cursed.
I'm back, baby.
Man, we go 3 episodes
I'm
without a
bigger than
nat
ever.
20, and now we get 2 right in a row. All right.
I'm gonna tell you what 9 inches could do for your life, y'all. 9 inches could change your life.
Yeah, you stand up, and now you just tower over everybody and this imp, and you bring that rapier down. Go ahead and roll damage. Because it's a crit, you get to do, instead of 1d8 plus 2, you're going to do 2d8 plus 2.
2d8 plus 2.
Yeah.
That is a 6 and a 6. 12 plus 2.
Yeah. You were aiming for the tail, and you swipe through it cleanly as this.
I sever it.
Yeah,
I'm like a samurai.
Oh yeah, it goes flying off into the wall. Actually, Bing, lands tail point first into the wall as this imp flutters in the air and turns to you to scream at your face. You then deftly bring the rapier around again and sever its head. And it falls over dead. And then you do the thing where you wipe off the blood before you sheath your sword. It's very cool.
And then I look at the imp and I say, how you like me now? How you like me?
I don't think you can respond.
What half are you looking at?
You just see its horrified face.
I took off I went the top and the bottom. I just took them both sides.
Yeah, a little off the top and the bottom.
A little off top, a little off the bottom. That's how we do it.
Absolutely. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I just want to say, no, but thank you, York, for this 9 inches. I'm feeling better than ever.
It's great, right? I never know exactly what's going to happen. Besides that, you get hit points. I mean, everybody needs to get hit points from when they actually take a thing. But then, it's surprise. And it's the end of your turn. Solaris, you're asleep.
So did I lose my hit points, or am I just asleep?
You're just asleep.
Okay.
It didn't do any damage, except to your psyche.
Can I roll to twitch like she's dreaming of something?
Aww.
You can just
Which party member is she dreaming of?
only if you tell me what you're dreaming of.
Oh, she's dreaming of shopping at like an elaborate the shops in front of this big beautiful castle. Like think Disney World style castle, like Magic Kingdom, like like nice everything everywhere. And she's just wandering about looking at all the pretty items that she can place on her fingers and neck and bracelets and everything.
Aww.
Friendship bracelets and everything.
Yes.
Freya, you look down and you could swear that you see Solaris smiling in her dream. Oh. It's kind of adorable. Oh. The imp is dead, so we're back to the top with Freya. As you look down and see your turtle friend smiling but asleep, you see this young woman still standing there snarling.
Well, I think it's time to try and end this bitch. Can I once again go for 2 daggers right to the stomach?
Absolutely.
Maybe to the face. Let's see. All right, rolled an 18.
Oh, that
That's
definitely
5.
hits. Yeah.
Lovely. And then first one is a 2 plus 3, so that's a 5.
Okay.
And then second dagger, I rolled a 2 plus 5.
Yeah, you always get her with the first one, but the second one...
Second one, not quite.
Not quite, yeah. She just manages to duck out of the way. Anything else you'd like to do?
Just kind of wonder how the hell she's still alive. This woman has taken a beating.
She has. In fairness, as it is her turn, she looks super rough. She looks like she's barely holding herself up. And as it is her turn, she's frantically looking around, trying to hold on to one of her many wounds. And she says, well, I got what I came for anyway. And she mutters a few words under her breath and vanishes.
What?
And York goes, she did it again. She's invisible. She's here somewhere. She's invisible. Block the door. Don't let her leave. Vance, it's your turn.
I will hear York, and I think Vance will take that into consideration. What does the room look like? Are there more than one exit? How far away am I between her and the exit? Can you paint the scene a bit of what we have?
So the room itself it's a round room. You had moved over to where Ponyboy had fallen over before he was revived and made huge. And so you are a bit of an equidistant from the only 2 ways out. One is the front door that you guys came through. The other is the ladder that leads up to the 2nd floor. There are no other windows, so one way or the other, it would be the way she would seem to go.
Okay.
And you can make it to either location in your movement.
Would I be able to reach both, or is that longer than my arm span?
Oh no, this whole place is like 30, 40 in diameter, so...
Vance is going to move to the door frame then and hold his attack until either he sees her again or he feels something try to get past him. He's going to try to fill the frame as much as possible. And he's like, "Halt, evildoer."
You preemptively halt evildoer?
Yes.
I love it. All right. You do that. You stand in front of the door. Your armor and your impressive frame fill this doorway. And Ponyboy, it's your turn.
Can I also yell for Ponyboy to get the ladder. That's the only way out I can see.
Okay, how far is the ladder that goes to the window? Where's the ladder go?
The ladder goes upstairs to the 2nd floor that you remember York coming down from.
Right. So I grab the ladder. I walk to the ladder. I grab the ladder.
It is bolted to the side of the building. So.
So I stand on the ladder. I kind of crawl halfway up the ladder just in case I can feel anyone.
Yeah.
Kind of hang on the ladder. I'm like, I got this, Vance. If anyone's coming near me, I'll feel it.
And
you're over 7 feet tall now, right? So you're
yeah. My head is I can practically almost hit the ceiling. So I'm covering that little hole. Basically, is what I'm saying.
You go one rung up on this ladder, and you can actually see the 2nd floor.
Yeah,
you're so tall.
And I tell York, I like how he did his room up there. It's nice.
Go ahead and describe his room for me.
It's a lot of pillows. It's a lot of turquoise pillows up there. I was like, it's a good color choice, and there's like a fur rug of some sort. Looks real comfy. You probably sleep there naked, don't you, York? I know you.
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't I? I've got a real bear rug. Why wouldn't I not sleep naked on it? Come on. Yeah, absolutely. Everything you say, 100% true. He doesn't have a bed. That's the weird thing. Like, yeah, turquoise pillows, no bed. Seems like he just has like a pile of them in a corner.
It's just him and that bearskin rug.
Yeah, bearskin rug. Okay, Solaris, it is your turn.
Is she still sleeping?
You're still sleeping. What are you dreaming about now? You've been shopping for a little while.
So she's now dreaming of her homeland where she was born and raised, and like the swamps outside of it, and she's just floating along real lazily, like laying on her back as stuff floats next to her, like there's like a lily pad with a frog on it croaking, and she's just like real peaceful. Just knocked out, just happy in sleep.
Her rocking has gone from head to tail to side to side.
Yeah.
But she still looks very happy.
And just every now and then you see her feet and her hands move just a little bit.
Good dog. Oh.
Freya, it's your turn. Your quarry has seemed to have vanished, and you just see Solaris there on the floor, dreaming happily about something.
Can I draw my bow just in cases?
Sure.
But I want to look to York and ask, do you have a potion or a spell or something to figure out where she's gone in this tower so we can hit her and kill her and finally get some bees?
I can't cast anything. I got some potions, but nothing to help with this. Poke your friend. Wake him up. Her up. Maybe she can do something. I don't know.
All right. So can I kneel down and not so gently shake her Solaris' shell?
Absolutely. Solaris, you are pulled from this wonderful dream of floating down the river, songbirds, and just peaceful and quiet. When all of a sudden the river turns a little bit to rapids and it gets rocky, and just as you're like, oh, maybe I should get out of and you wake up and you're on the floor of this wizard's tower with Freya frantically shaking you awake.
Oh. Are we going shopping?
We can go shopping as soon as this terrifying demon woman is dead, but we're going to need your help, Solaris.
I thought that was a dream.
No, you were asleep and dreaming about shopping. So it's time to get up now, all right? Yeah?
Okay.
Wonderful. Can I help her up? Because I assume it's hard to get up.
There's like 2 turns where like...
Yeah, you can help her up on her turn. I'll give her some advantage to standing up, but
there has to be an advantage to standing up.
Well, no, usually use half your movement to stand up. If you're going to help her up, then I'll just say
every day getting out of bed, you got to roll to see if you can make it, and you're like, hey.
Fortunately, I haven't rolled a natural one on that check just yet.
Yeah,
but T is always very close by, so that gives me advantage. Okay,
there you go.
Freya, as you wake her up, as Solaris up, there is this momentary quiet in the room as you all wait to see what might happen. And then, she's going to try it again. Vance, you hear a whisper in your ear as she apparates next to you.
She's back.
And she says, "Open the door." And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
No.
19.
Oh, yeah. Damn, I'm about to say, man, she's just going to let her out? You're just going to let her walk out this joint?
You look her square in the eye. She says, "Open the door." And what do you say?
No. Sorry, I'm going to kill you now.
At Vance, it is your turn.
I will kill her now.
Roll to kill.
That's 20.
Natural?
Not natural. No, 15 plus 5.
I mean, that still hits, but
yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
That's an 8.
Nice. So she tries to command you to open the door. Whatever mojo she was trying to work on you obviously fails. You shrug it off easily. You tell her no, and take your sword and describe her death. for us?
Oh boy. I think just a clean beheading. I think Vance wants to get over this as much as possible. He's annoyed. He almost lost Ponyboy. He's like, we gotta refocus here. So he puts her in her place, and then I think he triumphantly plants his feet. He makes sure everyone in the room is looking at him, and he says, "Be gone, demon!" And then he try to just cleave her head right off.
Oh yeah, easily. It's like Ponyboy with the imp. She is now in two pieces and crumples in front of the door. And from behind you, you hear her uncle ostensibly.
Do you mind? I know she was family.
That was very impressive.
I know.
We should clean
You don't
this
gotta
up.
tell me. Yes, probably.
We should clean all of this up. Why did she attack me again? What was going on? Why were you here? Who were you again? What's going on?
We're investigating the zombie situation.
That's right. I was going to send you to the temple that we were at that we had problems with, but that's probably where he was coming from. Are you guys hurt? Are you guys okay? Can I get you anything?
I'm doing fine. I could use a pillow to sleep on. I'm very tired. I don't know about the rest of you, but we've had quite the day.
Agreed.
Does someone want to?
Agreed.
What do we do
I
about
feel
the body?
very rested.
I mean, I say we burn it, but that's just me.
Should we check it first? Maybe it's got some clues, or
All right,
we
yeah.
just go willy nilly here. You
Yeah.
know.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check as you check
Okay.
over this body.
Let's see. That's an 11 for me.
Seems
Not-
to, still be a human. As you check her over, she does seem to be a little older than she was presenting. She had kind of looked to be in her young 20s, and now that you take a moment and kind of look at her severed head, look at over the rest of her body, she seems to
She
be
was
a lot
older. She's a lot older.
Yeah,
She's lying on her Tinder profile. You lying on your Tinder profile, Deanna.
yeah. Her Facebook is going to get hacked, and
You lying.
yeah. Well, she's paid for it
She
now.
got the filters.
Well,
She got them filters. She got that filter on her face.
as you search her over, you don't really find very much, although you do find concealed in one of her pockets of this smock dress that she's wearing, a wand that you think that she was using as a focus of some sort.
Good news, everyone. She's still human, and she had a stick. I assume this was the source of her power.
That's mine! How did she get that? And York runs on over and snatches the wand from you and says, No, this didn't. I thought maybe, nah. No, what I need is my spell book. I don't know where that went. It's probably one of these books. I thought there was something very odd when she showed up. She showed up a couple of weeks ago and she seemed different. But everybody else told me it was just because I was crazy, which I am. Are you guys okay? Can I get you something? And he walks back over to the table that has all of the potions on it, and he starts to kind of rifle through all of the stuff. I wonder if I've got... Is there anything
This
you guys
whole
like?
time, this whole time, Solaris has just been looking at Ponyboy because she has no idea why he's so much bigger now. Just not saying anything, just awkwardly staring.
It's like a dog when you're wearing a hat. They're like, who is this?
I don't think she was awake when that happened. So
Yeah.
It's like this.
yeah.
Or staring up at him. Did York mention that she came back from somewhere? Where was she? Where did she go? Where did she come back from?
Oh, she was living somewhere else, and then when I moved here to be closer to my friends, I guess I'm crazy and I needed help with doing things. So they got in contact with her to come, and she came, and she's been helping for a little while, but I guess she hasn't been helping for a little while. So I don't know what she was doing out there. That's weird. she was interested in the place that you want to go. She got all excited. That's why she wanted to kill you. What's at this place? I mean, we tried to find out what was at that place, and we had to kill a whole bunch of people. And then, well, I told you a little bit about that. But like, we were there for something that had nothing to do with zombies. We were looking for one of the instruments of the bards, and we couldn't find it.
Instruments of the bards?
Yeah.
The bard. I'm a bard.
You are. Ponyboy, go ahead.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, go ahead
Yeah.
and roll a history check with advantage.
What's history check? 20?
D20 plus your history, which would be an intelligence. And then since you have advantage on this, go ahead and roll twice and give me the higher number.
All right. I got a 9 and a 15. So I got a 15 plus my, you said it's my, which one is it?
Your history. So under skills.
History. Oh, is it plus 0?
Still, 15. As a bard, there's no way you would not know about the legendary instruments of the bards. There's a bunch of them. It's well over half a dozen. They were made a very long time ago by a legendary bard who made one for each of the different bardic colleges. And there used to be one for each college that if you were a true bard, you'd go and learn all of them. There's a lute and a lyre and a harp, and there's a whole bunch of them. And supposedly they all had magical powers. They were all legendary instruments that had would confer great charisma and power to their wielder, but lots of them have been lost for centuries, ever since a bunch of the colleges fell to ruin. And as you relay this information to everybody, York says, yes, that was originally why we went to the creepy place that used to be Bathsheba Tamor, and then just crazy place. That's where we were going there, because there was, supposedly there was that instrument there, but we were attacked by a cult, and they big scuffle, dying thing that I didn't talk to you about earlier, and we had to leave. But I think if this necromancer that you're looking for, he's anywhere, that's where he's going to be. And he runs on over to the journal that you originally been looking at, that you found a lot of this information from, and he holds the book open and out to you and says, Here, I don't need any more. I'm not going to go. I'm crazy. I can't cast any more spells.
Okay.
And you take the book?
I guess I'll take the book, yes. I put it next to my other book, my encyclopedia. The librarian of the group, apparently. Okay, I guess we know what we're doing. Would you mind if we crash here for the night, Mr. Wizard Man?
Yes, I would mind very much. There's dead bodies, and I've only got enough pillows for me upstairs. But
we helped.
You do know that you've got rooms at the Rooster and Dragon, so.
In which case,
before that though, Solaris walks over and she's like, "Oh, I've got a clear space," so she just grabs the head of Deanna and is wandering around trying to find somewhere to put it.
Put it on the table. Do you guys want, if you're going after the crazy guy who did all the necromancy, do you want some of the potions? You can leave the head and take a potion.
I was going to say, yes, I'd love a couple potions. I think that would, we could be the adventurers you were. How cool would that be?
Yeah. Healing potions might be good for later.
Yeah. Maybe. Don't die. Don't go crazy. That's my advice. But sure. And he runs on over and kind of pushes through his stack. And yeah, I would like each of you to roll a d4.
Okay.
As he will hand each of you a potion.
I got a 4.
I also got a 4.
I also got a 1.
I have a 3.
Nice. Okay, so the two people that got 4s, he hands a red. They're small. They're like vials, and it's this blood red color. And he hands them over. He says, "Potions of healing." I gave the dragon guy. Sorry, who got the 4s?
I did.
So each of you get a potion of healing. So he's a regular potion of healing. So that's a common potion of healing. So you can write that down. Solaris, what'd you get again?
I got a 3.
he hands you this yellow one with black streaks on it, and he says, "This will make you faster. Lots faster. Here you go, here you go." And he hands it to you, and that's a potion of speed that you can mark down if you'd like. And
what does my one get me?
your one gets you this muddy brown potion, and it's interesting. It was the only brown one that was on the table, and he goes, "I've forgotten that I even made this. Here. Drink this. Talk to animals. Here, have fun." And he hands you a potion of animal friendship.
Potion of animal friendship.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Now, when I made those, I had an accident. Let's say an accident. I will call it an accident. You notice how your dragon friend taller? He's much taller now. Wow.
Oh, shit.
You're very tall.
You're right. When did that happen?
When he drank the potion. It's just one of the wild things that might happen. None of it should be bad. It should all be good. But I don't know what's going to happen. So just be careful when you drink these, that you're in like a safe
I want to be
space.
taller. Can I have a taller potion too?
I don't know what they do. It's just kind of random. I mean, the one that I gave you will definitely heal you and probably not make you explode.
Okay. Good enough for me.
I don't know if probably is good enough for me, but okay.
Well, and you got the book. Look, if I remember correctly, I drew maps. I'm bad at maps, but I did draw maps. And there's the map there of how to get to the place. And there's a map, the temple that we were in. It was a long time ago. It was a very long time ago. But I drew a map of the layout because it was like the same layout over and over and over and over and over again. It was very boring. Someone built a temple and they were really boring. Now, I need to clean up all of this blood. Unless there's anything else you want, then you all should leave. I should mourn for my cousin. Boo-hoo. She tried to kill me.
Yeah, well,
All right.
you know what they say about murder, York? 90% of the time, it's a family member.
Do they really say that?
I saw it on a TV show one time.
What's a TV?
Whatever, it's another dimension.
You have to tell me more about this dimension, Ponyboy. This sounds fascinating.
TV dimension. All right, unless there's anything else you would like to do, York will usher you out, slamming the door behind you more just out of necessity because it's this big, heavy door, and he throws it closed, and you very quickly hear him starting to clean up, although there's a lot more smashing than you expect.
Huh.
What would you like to do?
He seemed friendly.
Yeah.
I'll head back for a rest before we go dungeon plundering.
It sounds
do
good
it.
to me.
Need some more hit points back, because I'm in trouble.
I'm also down for a drink. I don't know about you guys, but we just had a quite hell of a
Hell's
day.
good.
Yeah, I'm down for a drink and cleaning my daggers off of this bitch's blood. So let's head back to the Rooster and Dragon.
Freya.
Yeah? Yeah.
Freya.
Yes?
Do you think the bracelet store is still open?
I think we should probably check the bracelet store after the dungeon. We don't want our bracelets to get covered in blood, do we?
What if it's a red bracelet?
You know what? You make a point there, but I still think that I want to keep our friendship pristine, don't you?
Okay, whatever you say,
All right.
BFF.
You're my BFF too, Solaris.
All right, you guys are going to head back to the Rooster and Dragon?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You, at this point, it's just you see that there are a couple of stragglers at the inside.
Oh my God, how early did we wake up? Oh wait, we were out at night. Okay.
Yeah, you woke up at like 3 o'clock this morning.
Okay.
Took care of the zombies, went to, it's been a long day. It may
Yeah.
only be noon, but it was an early start. You guys walking in as kind of the last couple of lunch patrons are starting to walk on out. You see Marianne is washing down a couple of plates, and Kristoff is kind of very slowly gathering some of the leftovers from the meal. And she looks over at you and she says, "Oh, welcome back. Oh, y'all look horrible. Sit, let me get you some lunch." And she kind of motions for you to sit at the bar and starts to grab you guys some lunch.
Is she distracted right now with the lunch making, or how close is she to us?
Well, at the moment, you guys have just entered, and she's like 15 feet away. As soon as she sees you, she
I look
motions.
to the others. I want to be like, do we mention the whole being brought back from the dead thing, or do we keep that down?
I mean, I kind of want to know about that whole brought back from the dead thing, so my vote's for asking it.
Who got brought back from the dead?
Oh, God.
Solaris.
Did you hear that?
I don't know which. That was in character, out of character. That was like somewhere between.
I was finishing a cookie, but that was in character.
As a character. How loud do you say that, Solaris?
Very loud.
Okay.
Great.
Kristoff turns and says, "Who told you about that?"
Do we have to fight another hero? We just came from one, and I'm like really tired right now.
Marianne and Kristoff share a long look, and Marianne kind of sighs and says, Come on, York told you, didn't he?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Before his niece tried to kill us, so.
His
Cousin
Sit.
or whoever.
I will feed you. You will tell me what happened, and then I'll explain a little bit more. Come on. And as you guys sit down, she serves you the meal. Do you kind of recant the story of the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
As you finish up, she's a little taken. She says, "This place has been so quiet for decades, and then all of a sudden it all just goes to all the nine hells. I don't know." Well, York wasn't lying, and it's just something that happens with adventuring groups like ours. Like when we were young, sometimes you just die. It sucks. But if you know the right people, or if you have enough money, you can bring people back from the dead. You haven't heard of that? And some of you have. You know that it's the kind of thing that, like, you need a lot of money or the right connections. It's not easy. It's not expensive. It's very expensive, and it sometimes doesn't even work. But she says, so yeah, well, when me and the group of us were here, we were going after that temple that he told you about. Well, wow, I haven't even thought about that in forever. But yeah, he's absolutely right. I think at one point that used to be a temple to Tamora before there were a lot of cults that came through and decided that they wanted it for themselves. But we were sent there to go get an artifact that was of interest to the patron of ours. We thought we were powerful enough to go down there and deal with anything that we could find. And sadly, that was not the case. And a whole bunch of us died, Kristoff and I included. Fortunately, York was one of the few that survived after the battle, and he managed to get us out and brought us into town and paid for us to be resurrected. That was, we had enough of money, and we're both in worshipped here, so we knew people who were willing to help and praised here. We were able to come back, and everything seemed fine. But that was kind of a wake-up call. We'd been doing this for a very long time, and we just didn't have the heart to go adventuring anymore after that. So that's when we came back here. We always kind of liked this little tiny town, and we used some of the money that we had gained from, going doing all the fun stuff, and bought this place. And yeah, that's what we've been doing ever since, up until recently, and then this. And she points at where the mark is on her neck, and she says, and well, Kristoff's got it too. And you look over as this solemn man kind of pulls aside his collar, and you can see a very similar dark black red, it's almost like a bruise, or almost as though the skin is just dying. And as you look at these two people and kind of give them a deeper glance, you do notice that they look a little sallow and pale. They look tired, and it's more than these are just grandfatherly types. They're looking pretty rough. And she says,
"Is this a new thing?" Sorry.
"Oh, it's only been in the last 10 days or so. It started up I thought it was just me, and then Kristoff found it too, and it's been spreading, and we're just getting weaker every day. I have no idea if it's related to everything that's going on, but my pappy always said that if it seems like a coincidence, it's probably not. And so we figure that there's something else going on. There's more to this, but it's eating away at us, and I don't think we've got the strength to be able to go out and figure out what's going on. But that's Tears blessing you are here, and hopefully you can figure out what's going on. As I said, I don't know if these zombies or if what happened to Deanna or if any of that is related, but if it is, and you figure out what's happening, then maybe you can figure out how to cure us. Maybe this is all connected.
So you died and came back to life?
Yeah, that was a long time ago, though.
Are you a zombie?
No, I'm not.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Has a zombie ever spoke to you or remembered things before?
And Solaris starts looking around the table because she does not like, just a little freaking out right now that she may have realized that she's talking to a zombie.
Kristoff walks up and says, I can assure you, we are definitely not. There would be no way either of us could survive the radiant damage of Tyr if that were the case. And you do remember that the other night when he came forth and dispelled the zombies, Vance, you would probably recognize that as a pretty high-level turn undead. And there's no way a zombie would be able to survive, nonetheless cast that kind of magic.
Yeah, I look to Solaris and I say, as a paladin, I look back at the boy and I wink at him and I say, he's not a zombie because of the magic thing he did with the holy light. So we're good. Just gonna clarify that. I'm totally on board with you, paladin friend.
As am I with you. And he kind of sits down heavily next to you and says, thanks, I gotta admit, when we started seeing the marks, we were afraid of the same thing. But no, whatever is going on, we are not undead. And Marianne speaks up again and says, well, I've been looking around and I found some stuff, some leftover stuff that I can give you to help. And certainly if you guys are gonna go try to fix this, then you are welcome to stay here for as long as it takes. But if you are, I found a few things. And she ducks below the counter and pulls up a bag. And Kristoff starts to laugh and says, where did you even find that? I've been looking for that for ages. And she says, oh, well, it's always behind something. Everything you find is behind something. And everything we wanted was in here, of course. And she opens up this large satchel. It's this nice leather satchel with kind of a flap closure on it. And she opens it up and she reaches into it. And everybody roll me perception checks.
14
plus
12 total for me.
12.
plus
8 for me.
perception. Was there? So I rolled 14, but I don't know. Do I add something to it?
Yep, you should have
the
under your
perception
skills. Perception bonus.
My perception bonus under my skills is 15.
Okay. Vance, it looks like a nice bag. Everybody
Nice
else,
bag.
super nice bag. Everybody else notices that when she reaches into the bag, she's put it down on the counter and has reached in, and she's reached farther into the bag than she should be able to. Like, it's almost as if the bag continues beyond where it should. And she kind of reaches way deep, almost up to her elbow, and pulls out a towel, actually. And she reaches back in and pulls out 4 of them. They're these nice white fluffy towels, and she folds them neatly on the counter and then pushes them over to you. And she says, now, it's really important that you always have a towel with you. So take this with you. Those are magic. Don't lose it. It'll self-clean. Here you go. And she hands over each of you a magic towel. Looks like a nice big fluffy bath towel.
Okay.
She reaches back in and pulls out a jug. And Vance, now you notice something might be up with this bag because the jug that she pulls out is taller than the bag. The bag is maybe only about a foot, and this jug is pretty big. It's this big ceramic jar with a stoppered top on it. As she pulls it out and puts it down, you hear some gentle liquid sloshing inside. And she says, This is, and Kristoff interrupts her and says, you can't give them that. And she looks at him and says, listen, we have better ale, and we can always make our own mayonnaise. It's okay. This is kind of a special thing that we found that I've had forever, but it's really useful. I want you to have it if you're going to go do this. And she pushes over this jug and she says, it can make a whole bunch of liquids. I'll get you a list later, but once a day you just talk into it and you tell it what you want, and it'll just make that liquid. It's kind of cool. The ale is kind of especially if you like something darker. It's kind of a wheat ale, not very good.
Dibs on the jug.
How are we going to carry that jug?
Well, it's funny that you asked. And she reaches back into the bag and kind of, you see her thinking, yeah, I think it's empty. And she picks it up and does this and shakes it, and out falls a little bit of lint. You see a bag of what looks, that falls to the ground. It's like this little leather bag. It falls onto the table, and she opens it up. She's like, oh, that's where I put that dragon dice. Say, yeah, I think it's empty now. And she closes the bag and pushes the bag over, and she says, now that's worth its weight in gold. That, you can put anything in there, and it'll hold it. Don't put yourselves in there. I don't mean to sound like I'm saying something dumb, but don't put yourselves in the bag, okay? We had a problem with a gnome at one point. She thought it was funny, and she almost died. But anything else you want to put in that bag, it'll fit. Go ahead.
Solaris was fascinated by the whole bag, and she heard "put yourselves in this," so she grabs the bag and just puts it on her head.
Okay.
And then she pulls it away, and her head's gone, but she's holding the bag.
Michelle.
Oh no.
Vance.
And Marianne goes,
freaks out.
Didn't I tell you not to put your head in the? Well, I said not to put you in the bag. Are you okay?
She's dead. Where'd the head go? Bring it back, foul sorceress.
Slowly, her head starts poking up over the shell.
Roll a performance check.
Okay. Performance is it's +1. Oh, that's a 3 total.
So
This is very sloppy.
It's actually you do this really badly. Like you manage to duck your head into your shell just as you're pulling the bag up, but like you don't do it all the way, so like your head is still sitting there. But it actually works better because everyone can immediately see that you're just playing around, and everyone, Kristoff and Marianne are both like, oh, okay, all right. No, that's adorable, but don't.
Did you guys see my trick?
That was very good, Solaris.
We saw it. Keep that bag away from Solaris, please.
Just don't put anything alive in there, and you'll be fine. Right. But yeah, anything you want to put. So that, go ahead and take that with you. That might be helpful for you.
Is that towel a hitchhiker's towel that we can put in our stuff, or?
Oh.
Yeah, the hitchhiker's towel is the only towel on D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah. Oh, did you already look up the hitchhiker's towel?
I searched towel, and hitchhiker's towel is the only towel in the items.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a public thing, but now everybody can go find the hitchhiker's towel that I made. But yeah, so if you guys examine these towels, it will automatically, a couple times a day, you can use a charge, and it will automatically clean itself and mend itself. So by the
That's
next
our
day,
towel?
That's
we can
your towel.
add that to our items?
You can add that to your items. She's given each of you a towel.
Damn, I got that nice towel.
And since you're getting ahead of me on D&D Beyond, which is fabulous, but you also now have an alchemy jug and a bag of holding.
Sweet.
We all add that?
Well, you get one alchemy jug and one bag of holding. Whoever wants to be the person that...
I vote the strong ass paladin over there holds all of our shit.
Oh, me? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take it.
All right.
So,
and she hands it on over, and she says, I wish I could find more. I mean, these are useful, don't get me wrong, but we used to have a lot of really cool stuff, but a lot of it we've sold over the years. I mean, let's face it, Boken doesn't get a lot of people coming through, and we don't really make any money on this place, so we just sold everything just to live comfortably, pretty much. So that's all I had left. But if it'll help you, and if helping you helps us, then really it's worth it, right?
Yes, thank you.
we'll do our best to keep you living as much as we can, half-dead people.
Well, you Second Life people, actually.
Yes.
Ooh,
Second Life.
Second Life. I like that. Second Life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we will find a cure for your rash.
Well,
it's not promised anything we don't know. We can.
Okay, we'll look for the cure.
We'll look for the cure for the rash.
that is all we can ask for, and we'll keep praying to Tyr, and we'll hopefully you'll be able to find whatever's going on.
Oh yeah, I had a question for the paladins. Who's like your favorite god and why? You know, just kind of from one paladin to another. Like, let's just talk shop real quick.
I have a questionnaire I'd like you to fill out, 1 through 5. You are somewhat religious, very religious. Well, we're obviously Tyr. Do we?
Oh.
Yeah, but that's like, he's like the basic. You know, is there any other? You know, who's second on the list? Like Tyr's like, oh yeah, you know.
Well,
no, he's fine. Like, don't get me wrong, he's cool, but like, there are other ones too, right? So.
Well, you said you were a paladin. Who's your chosen deity?
Chosen is a funny word. I mean, Shantae, right? Yeah, she's pretty cool. The nature one. I mean, I got like a whole story here. Do you want to give me a couple drinks and we'll talk shop here and get in the past, get all gritty with it?
She gives you a kind of a weird cockeyed look, reaches under the counter, pulls out a couple glasses and sets them up, takes the alchemy jug. Beer. And you hear the jug, and then she pours out the beer into all of the glasses.
Oh, cool.
It seems to be some kind of Hefeweizen. It seems pretty nice. And she
So that's how that works.
pushes out the glasses and says, well, all right, well, I'm all ears. Maybe I can help you. You don't like Shantae?
Yeah, okay. So here's the thing. And I take off the Shantae symbol and I kind of put it down. And I'm just like, I don't really like Shantae. I tried her out for a week. Wasn't really doing it for me. Like, you know, all the zombies started showing up. This wasn't really a problem before. Okay, let me explain from the beginning. When I first was a little boy, back when I was a young boy, little paladin boy, I was bestowed my magic powers in a vision. I went to sleep one day and I had this wonderful dream where I was in a field and I looked up to the sky and this bright light was shining on me and I felt myself revitalized with some sort of divine power and I felt powerful. And I felt like I could protect and I could destroy all at the same time. And as I looked up, I was blinded by the light and the clouds were parting and I could see there was a deity on the other side that was speaking to me. And just when I was about to look on the face of my patron, my mom woke me up and I didn't see it. I don't know who it was today. Still, I woke up and I had these powers. I was the great paladin boy, and I could go on the playground and I could push someone and they'd move 50 feet behind me, and I was really strong. But I didn't know where I got the powers. I tried praying. To every god I knew, and I learned more gods. And I pull out Vance pulls out a bag and he starts rifling through it and he starts putting down a bunch of holy symbols and he says, I've been collecting these symbols of all the gods and I don't know which one is my god and I've been freaking out. You know, I have these powers. I don't know where they're from and I need closure. I need some sort of god here. He's like, and Shantae wasn't doing it for me and he starts rifling around and tries to pull out a new one.
Wow.
Got a lot going on there, Vance.
I'm complicated, okay?
Mom, I'm complicated. The two of them look at your holy symbols and are stunned for a moment. Kristoff kind of leans over and says, "It is kind of cool, isn't it?"
Oh, yeah.
And Marianne says, "Well, so I haven't heard of a paladin before who didn't know who their patron was. That's a little weird. I mean, they're gods. They can just tell you, I guess. My guess is there's a reason. There must be a reason that you don't know or that you're not supposed to know. Maybe part of your quest is to find out who."
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, since then, I've just been kind of randomly picking gods and rolling with their ideals for a while until I feel like one clicks, and this whole nature Shantae thing didn't really work out. I mean, look what happened, guys. I worked at a farm and they all turned into zombie cows, and Bessie died, and I couldn't protect her, and what do I do now?
You're a little drunk, Vance. You're going to be all right.
I know, but sometimes drinking is the only god I have.
Not a bad god. Not a bad god.
Agreed.
Well, I mean, if you're going to go in that direction, then I definitely recommend some of the dwarven gods for you if you want to look into that. But, well, she looks over at your spread and said, most of these are really, they're good. Well, you got Bathsheba right there. That's a little, and Loth. I probably, you might want to be careful about them. But most of these seem like, if you were a chosen of most of these gods, then all of them would be wonderful people who would be very happy that you were going on this quest to try to get rid of these zombies and save this town. So
You think so?
I think so, yeah. Most of the evil gods don't choose paladins, or they're not the kind of people who would want to help other people like you do. Now, I mean, if you want to try to pray to Loth, I mean, she's a giant spider. She always gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, I try not to judge is kind of my thing, so...
Fair enough. Well, I have no advice for you, my friend, except to do what's in your heart and do what you think is right. And if you were chosen to do this, then whoever chose you wants you for whatever reason. So you do what you think is right, and I think you'll be doing what this deity wants.
Okay.
Also,
well,
I think we should be done with this. And you've maybe drank like a sip or two of the beer. She just pulls back the cup and says, "Well,
that's some strong stuff. That jug really knows how to brew it."
Well, unless you'd like a porter, but who's going to be picky when you have magic beer? Was there anything else I could help you with, or?
Well, I need a new god, and I don't know. I should probably do this privately. You know, do you think I just want to pick one? And he covers his eyes and he's like, yeah. And he just grabs one of the icons on the list.
Go ahead and roll a d20.
All right. Got a 16.
16.
Satan.
Satan? 16 would be Gond. You pull out, right? You spread all of these gods out on the table, and you grab this one. You audibly hear Marianne, "Oh, good, not spiders. That's good." And are you gonna just? What do you do with the holy symbol of Shantae after you're done with her?
I toss it behind me. I don't care about it. I completely, disregard it.
It clatters on the floor behind you, kicking, 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 and everyone kind of awkwardly looks at it. And then eventually Kristoff gets up and takes it and kind of wipes it off and looks at it for a very long time and says, "Well, if you don't want this anymore, then we'll take it and make sure that it's properly cared for. It is." She may not be your goddess, but she is still a goddess in this world and should be respected.
I don't know if Vance responds. I think he's in the middle of his book, leafing to the next god, trying to find information on him.
Sure. While you do that, what are the rest of you doing?
So Solaris, not sorry to jump, but Solaris here's goddess, and while everyone's been focused on Vance, she's been just downing her beer.
It's like pouring more.
And so Solaris says, they called me a goddess once back home.
Well,
I was known as the prettiest girl in our entire village, and I let it get to my head. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I was cursed to never be able to show emotion again. It is the saddest thing that has ever happened to me. I would cry if I could.
I'm glad
And
that
she just starts sipping her drink again.
I'm glad that you've said something, because you're the first of your kind that I've ever met, and so I wasn't sure if that was just normal.
It is very much not normal. I came to Boken looking to see if someone could help me with this, but I found my best friends in the world instead. I'm sorry, I am a little intoxicated right now.
No, I understand. She takes Vance's drink and just brings it over to you. And Marianne says, well, then maybe the both of you are, maybe all of you are here for a reason. Maybe there is more at work here. This, like I said, coincidences are rare. There must be a reason, right? Sometimes I have to believe that.
That's all I believe.
Anything the rest of you would like to do or talk about?
Freya just keeps drinking her beer, and she's like, I'm not drunk enough to spill my soul to you guys yet, so.
You should have what I had. That stuff, whoa, that knocks you back.
Nobody.
2 sips and you're down. Oh no, I'm heavy. Look at my armor. He's like wiping away his tears.
Well,
yeah. And I'm like, last time I got drunk, I met y'all. So that must mean something. Let's get drunk again.
Already there.
I like this plan. Always party before the danger, because then you can always have a party afterwards, but you need a party before. And she pours some of the more of the beers. You guys spend the afternoon relaxing, kind of recovering from a very long day, a little bit of an emotional chat that you've just had. She passes around the jug until it finally does empty. It's not quite endless, but then Kristoff goes in and pulls out the keg of the good stuff. And the good stuff, it goes down a little harder, but it tastes a lot better. And you kind of slow down throughout the evening. As people come in for dinner, she makes sure that everybody has some food. And you guys are going to rest for the evening, I assume?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. As you guys head to your individual rooms, Vance, you've been reading up on Gond. The rest of you have been kind of thinking about everything that you've been talking about. And as you go to sleep, it's interesting. It's been a rough couple of hours and an emotional day, but there's a sense of accomplishment in what you did. I mean, beyond everything else, you did save a town from a horde of zombies. And as you slowly fall asleep, you all have some interesting dreams. Vance, you've been looking at this new holy symbol. You've been reading up a little bit on this god in your Gods for Dummies book. And as you fall asleep, you find yourself sitting around a campfire alone. There's a warm glow somewhere deep in your heart from your patron deity that you still don't know exactly who this is. And a directional voice whispers in the back of your head, my champion. That acknowledgement fills you with strength. And what do you do?
I think he would, wherever direction he heard that whisper, he would like spring up and just start sprinting headlong towards it. Desperately trying to find it.
It seemed to come inside your head from everywhere. Like you stand up at this campfire filled with the newfound strength, but the voice seems to have come from everywhere and nowhere.
I think he would go, yes, I'm here. Gond? Is this Gond? Did I pick right this time? Hello? Look, I can make things. And he starts like trying to put together like stick contraptions because he read Gond was the god of like workmanship and kind of invention. And he's trying to prove it in whatever way he can instantly.
as you start to devise whatever you can from the things that you have around you, Ponyboy, you're standing on a stage in front of a huge crowd. You've just finished your set, and they are cheering for you. The music is still echoing in the hall. Their admiration fills you with confidence. What do you do?
I'm still sleeping.
You're standing on a stage.
I'm standing on a stage. I whip out my what do I have? I have a lute on me. I whip out the lute that I'm really good with, and I start playing it with this this really beautiful kind of jazz tune I know.
And this encore brings the crowd to their feet, and they are enraptured by your music.
Yes, and then I bow. I catch the eye of a few, lady onlookers that I'm like, go to the back. Come around the back, and I point to the guy on the side door like they're with me.
And as you wink at these fans in the crowd and head backstage, Solaris, you're walking through town on a beautiful sunny day. All the people around you are giving you warm, friendly smiles as they walk by, and their friendship fills you with a joy you haven't felt in a while. What do you do?
I wander through this town and just kind of bask in all of the sort of general friendly glow, and I see some flowers and I pick them up and just kind of walk around. I hand them to like a little girl, and I just keep walking and sort of enjoying the sunlight and enjoying the warmth.
This daisy that you hand her, Phil, this little girl is so excited, mouths a thank you as you walk away, the joy on her face just warming your heart. Freya, you're sitting in your room alone, cleaning and sharpening your daggers, and it feels good to have used them for the first time in a while. You feel proud about what you've just done. And when you catch your reflection in the blade, it kind of fills you with resolve to use this in a way that makes you happy to see your own reflection. What do you do?
You said the one time internet freaked out.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh.
What happens is her dream freaks out as someone has put LSD into her drink, and her dreams have a crazy.
She drank too much of that jug beer too.
Yeah. Mika, did we get you back?
She's frozen on my screen.
Oh.
Are we gonna lose her right at the end? Oh no.
She's got a few FPS. FPS. Whatever. Frame rates.
Yeah. Well, I guess if it had to happen, it's right towards the end is okay. She has this lovely dream in where she is filled with confidence about
Her blade.
Yeah, well, she's filled with resolve, and I'm getting a. Wow. As you wake up, all of you, the next. Oh. Is she back?
I came back.
Hey! Okay.
Hey!
I'm sorry. What? So
I caught snippets of what you were saying. Something about a dagger, and it was shiny.
Okay, you are sitting in your room at a table, and you're cleaning and sharpening your dagger, and it feels good because it feels like you have used them for a good cause this time. That you're proud of what you've done. Unlike before, this feels right. And when you catch your reflection in the blade, you're filled with resolve. What do you do?
I finish cleaning the dagger, and I put them to the side for now, knowing that everything's going to be okay, and I haven't hurt anyone I loved. I saved the people I cared about this time, and that makes me feel happier than I felt in a while.
When you guys wake up the next morning, the feelings, the good feelings from this dream still kind of stick with you. Vance, even you, as you kind of had furiously tried to appease this god, you still feel a little bit of warmth. And you feel like you've learned something and maybe are a little bit more powerful as you're now level 2. Yay!
Yay!
We're going to pause there because it's about that time. Let me give you guys some experience, and then we'll end for today.
All right.
Oh, so much. So for our first critical, our first natural 20, and then another one, which was awesome, for for dying dragon noises, which I appreciated from Ponyboy, for Freya's description of her ice shot, for little paladin boy, which I find adorable. For Solaris deciding that the best thing to do at the beginning of the battle was to duck and fall over. And then, of course, your dreams. Specifically, Solaris, your dreams during the battle, which I also kind of liked. I'm going to give you guys a total of 750 experience to split between the four of you.
That would be 187 and a half.
So 187. We always round down.
187.
Each.
All right.
And in our final few moments, I would love for you guys to have a chance to let people know where they can find you on social medias, and if you've got anything coming up in the next week that you'd like for them to know about. Dante, why don't you go first, since you're probably going to have to leave momentarily.
Yeah, you can follow me at Dante Bosco on Instagram and on Twitter, and twitch.tv/Dante Bosco. Thank you.
Thank you. Jack.
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter as well. I'm Jack_P. I'm over on Rooster Teeth as well. Go check us out. Achievement Hunter, Let's Play, all of that fun stuff.
All the fun stuff. Kraken.
Hi guys, I'm Kraken. I stream on twitch.tv/Kraken, YouTube, Kraken2, Twitter, I'm at Crickmaster. This week I'm at TwitchCon, so if you're there, come say hi. Otherwise, yeah, I'm here every Thursday. I stream a lot of role-playing stuff and other weird games, so yeah, thanks.
All the weird games. And Mika.
I'm both on Instagram and on Twitter at Mika Burton. And this weekend I will be in Dallas at Fan Days Dallas. So if you're there, come say hi. I'm guesting and selling prints and stuff.
Awesome. And I am Lauren, your humble DM, otherwise known as Obo Crazy. You can find me on Twitter at Obo Crazy. You can find me on this channel the day before, on Wednesdays, playing a grung in Chris Lindsay's game of One Grung Above. And hey, if you happen to be in Seattle next week, I'm performing with the Lake Washington Symphony. We're doing Dvorak's New World Symphony, and I'm playing the big English horn solo, so yay!
Nice.
But until that happens, and until this time next week, thank you for watching us. Thank you to all of my players, and we'll see you next encounter. Bye!
Bye, everybody.